Your voice, your opinion, your community. Fact TV, free speech, protected.
How big is Hill House?
How do you fix insomnia?
And does anyone in this film have a certain set of skills?
All this and more on Gory Storytime.
There we go.
Warning. Gory Storytime is a horror movie review show by a son and his dad who thought that letting his 5-year-old watch scary movies was acceptable. If you are offended by horror or talk about blood and gore by a child, or if you don't want horror movies from the 60s through today spoiled, then there is a remote stuck in your couch cushion next to potato chip crumbs. Use it. And of course, parental discretion is advised.
Why? You didn't use any.
Shut up and start the show.
Welcome to Gory Storytime. I'm your host, Jason.
I'm his co-host and his father, Craig, and to quickly answer those pre-episode questions, really big, be scared, and no. Anyway.
Yeah. So, this week on Gory Storytime, we're reviewing the 1999 classic movie, The Haunting.
Well, it's a remake, so
not the original, but...
So I wouldn't call it the classic.
The classic one from after the first one.
You're like, it's before I was born, it's old, man.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, so the basic premise to this movie, and this is, hopefully, we got to find some more to review, but this is, we're going to do a series of 4
haunted house movies.
Haunted house movies. Because we were thinking, what about, we've done The Shining, but what about haunted hotels? And we decided that's a separate genre.
Yep.
And we're not going to go back and do ones we've already done, Poltergeist.
Right.
But there's plenty of haunted house movies, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
But anywho, the basic premise, there's a doctor played by Liam Neeson. And he's a teacher. He's a doctor of psychology.
Right.
So not a real doctor. Like, if you break your leg, you don't call a psychiatrist.
No.
Tell me about your mother. It's like, my leg, it hurts. Anyway.
Right.
But he wants to do a test on how people respond to fear. But he lies to everybody and says, I hear you have insomnia. Come to this house and we'll work on curing your insomnia.
Right.
But that way they don't know that they're going to be scared.
Right.
Which is why at first you weren't sure, is this happening or is he doing this to them to be a dick?
Right. Yeah.
Little from column A, little from column B. But anyway, and then they find out that the house is, spoiler alert, haunted.
Yeah.
This is also the basis of the plot line to Scary Movie 2. You know how the first one was a parody of Scream with a bunch of other parodies in it? This was the basis for Scary Movie 2. The second one with the Wayans brothers, the last one with the Wayans brothers.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's basically it, right? And then you find out more about the ghosts in the house and stuff, but that's more spoilery.
That's for later in the episode, maybe.
Yeah,
so roll that trailer.
Sounds good.
There once was a house, a bright, happy home. Something bad happened. Now it sits all alone.
Is this where you're going?
That's Hill House. It's perfect, isn't it? You all suffer from sleep disorders. My job is to find out why.
What's the deal with the Addams family mansion? I gotta be honest, I don't get a real strong sleep vibe from this place.
Don't you love it here? This is so twisted.
Calling it an insomnia study allows me to create a highly suggestive environment to observe the dynamics of fear. You don't tell the rats they're actually in a maze.
I just think Dr. Marrow's up to something.
Have you ever kept something to yourself because you were afraid?
All the time.
I'm sorry.
You scared the
Oh my God, what's happening?
None of this is real.
Oh, it is real.
All right.
That was a long trailer to seemingly not give away anything.
I mean, but it showed a lot of stuff, but it did it in such, especially
Such an
when it was
out of order
flashing.
way. Yeah.
Doesn't really spoil it. But here's the part of the show where we have to sell out.
Yeah.
I think it's time we sell out. Oh wait, we've been doing it since day one. See, the trailer is not the only ad that gets played on our show, because who does community television for free? Everybody but us, suckers.
Yeah.
Well, and Colin, because he works here.
Mm.
But we always have big companies that exist pay us
That we
big
do.
fat stacks of cash
Oh, yes.
in order to advertise their products. But we promise to limit it to just 2
Every week.
every week. Exactly.
Yep.
This week, this is a short one. Gory Story Time is brought to you by Wise Chains and Locks. Wise Chains and Locks are made from the toughest steel available. Do you have valuable items you want to keep safe? With Wise, you can protect all property in your home or office. Keep anything from getting in or out with Wise Chains and Locks.
And by Crane Childcare. Our founder, Hugh, prides himself on his quality care for your son and or daughter, with many fun activities like working in a mill or doing what they're told. Crane Childcare also provides a hearty breakfast of oatmeal and lunch of peanut butter sandwiches for your child and or children. Our staff also plays many games with your progeny and our tax write-off, such as hide until your parents return, and the ever-popular We Don't Know What Happened to Little Tommy or Susie. For full service childcare guaranteed to usually return your child, call Cranes.
All right.
And now,
Great.
to get to the meat and beef of the show.
Yes.
Yes.
We thought we had more information, but as I was scanning through this information, it's like, hey, that is the same as that, which is the same as that.
Right.
Hopefully
that doesn't happen. Because here we go. The tagline for this movie, "Some houses are born bad," is also a line that Joyce Reardon says in the Stephen King made-for-television series Rose Red.
several of the sets, some of the largest interior sets ever built, depicting Hill House, were so big They had to be built in the hangar that housed the Spruce Goose, the mammoth airplane built by Howard Hughes.
The outside of Hill House, as well as some interiors, were filmed in Harlaxton Manor in England.
At the time of its release, it was widely rumored that Steven Spielberg either directed some scenes or participated in post-production because he didn't like the rough cut he saw. This, however, was never confirmed. Wait, this is worded bad, and the very next thing that you're going to say is a better version of. At the time of its release, it was widely rumored that Steven Spielberg either directed some scenes or participated in post-production because he didn't like the rough cut he saw. Oh, so I guess like he redid them, whatever. It was worded weird.
So my version, Steven Spielberg was so disgusted by the quality of the final product of the film that he removed his name and ensured that the credit made no single mention of him.
Yeah, like I missed that. At one point, Wes Craven was developing a remake of this film, but dropped out in favor of directing Scream.
Cinematographer Caleb Deschanel.
Okay, you went too far.
Nope, I didn't. You had me cross that one out.
Oh, yeah, okay, never mind.
Cinematographer Caleb Deschanel was originally attached to shoot the movie, and even completed some of the filming, but dropped out due to creative differences.
This is the first film for uncredited executive producer Samuel Z. Arkoff in almost 15 years. It also gave him a chance to work with his daughter, Donna Roth, who was one of the producers.
The film cast includes 1 Oscar winner, Catherine Zeta-Jones, and 5 Oscar nominees, Liam Neeson, Owen Wilson, Virginia Madsen, Todd Field, and Bruce Dern.
Michael Tolkien did an uncredited rewrite on the script.
Catherine Zeta-Jones and Liam Neeson were so frightened on the set that neither of them wanted to film after dark.
Oh, what does that mean? The small car that Luke tries to crash through the gate is a 1974 AMC Gremlin.
The part of the big lion head in the fireplace was originally played by a large green ball.
Obviously, they mean it was digitally made, but it sounds funny. Like they cast a large green ball. I'm glad you found them to be large. The official Spanish title for the film is The Haunting La Guardia. Translated to English, it would be The Haunting the Lair.
Okay. In this movie, Owen Wilson plays a character named Luke, his brother's name in real life.
Which I mentioned.
Yeah.
And there's also a Luke whose father was Darth Vader. Like, what does that really have to do with the movie? Voice actors in this movie, Cortland Mead and Travis Tedford, appeared in The Little Rascals from 1994.
The mansion set cost $8 million to build.
Does that look like a dollar sign?
8 million
pounds
to build.
Even though he's uncredited as executive producer, Steven Spielberg cast Catherine Zeta-Jones 5 years later in The Terminal. Even though he doesn't take any credit for this, he happened to have a famous award-winning actress in another
one of his
thing.
Movies, right?
Like,
and
they were scraping the bottom of the barrel. Oh yes, Rotten Tomatoes. And for those who don't know, I'll quickly say Rotten Tomatoes is a site where they just take all the positive and negative reviews that are out there from professional critics and then separately from the people, and they average them. Every positive review is basically it's just a thumbs up, thumbs down. 28% of the people gave it a positive review, which is pretty low.
And the critics gave it a 16. Have a 16%.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, what would you say your favorite scene in this movie is?
Jumping right to that, huh?
Is that not what we do next?
I mean, I guess. But usually it's like, I ask, you know, is there anything else you want to mention that was in the movie? That,
and then I usually say no.
but that also pads time.
So does this.
That's true. Okay, time padded. Do you want to go favorite or least favorite? Favorite. My favorite scene in this movie, I would say, was probably when, and I would go with when the creepy stuff first started happening, that first full night, and you know, it gave one of the girls an excuse to kind of be in a nightie, and the other one, they had to run around together being all scared.
Right.
I mean, granted, one of them looked more like, you know, olive oil or something, so it wasn't that sexy, but
Okay.
no, in all seriousness though, like the creepy stuff that was happening was pretty cool. Like, it's like, I mean, it didn't take long for you to start saying, F you, house. If I was there, I'd be like, F you, house. No, F you, creepy head of children's carved into the walls, house. No, F you. Looks like those windows are eyes staring at me from hell, house. Like,
Right.
He said that a lot, except he didn't say F.
No. My favorite scene, I have to go, I think it was the first big thing that happened where everybody saw it and nobody wanted to believe that it was ghosts, where in blood, the house had now on the picture of the old guy, it had a picture, it had the writing, "Welcome home, Eleanor," right?
Yeah.
And it wasn't just that got me, because then people started like saying, "Oh, you did it, you did it, you did it," and someone was like, "Luke, you did it," and he said, "With what? The ladder I have in the back pocket?" And I just
So you liked the whole thing, including the sarcastic smartassness of it?
I love it. I love the sarcasm because it's just
where
it's
it
me.
was, yeah. And where it was, like, what did I do? Fly up there? Like, sorry, I didn't bring my wings.
Yeah, oops.
Okay, I'm gonna go for my least favorite scene. It's not so much the scene as the ending, and I won't give too much away, but the choice that the main character makes. No, you know what? No, I'm not gonna even go with that. I'm not even gonna go with that.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with the very opening scene.
Oh my
Her
goodness.
awful, awful sister and brother-in-law, who apparently she had never met.
Right.
That whole scene, and I'm not saying I hated it because the scene was bad. I hated those people. I wanted to punch those people. Those people were awful people, and I just wanted to like reach in and just bitch slap the both of them.
Yeah. That's totally legit. I get that. My least favorite, which is going to be spoilery, but we've warned you. Owen Wilson dies, right?
Yeah.
He has this thing come smash his head off, which I thought was cool, except he was the best part of this movie to me. So
the fact that he died?
They were, and he was like the first one.
Wasn't he the one?
Yeah. And they killed him. I didn't like it.
Well, to be fair, I don't think they were trying to kill him. It was like a giant pendulum, like for a clock, but it was gigantic.
Shaped like a
I
lion.
think what they were trying to do was fix his nose. They were like, just stand here, Owen. But, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, but every time he was on screen, he was either saying wow or making a joke.
He said it nasally, like, wow.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
Wow. So his death,
Which sounds
I
like
didn't
that turtle having sex that they had on.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. Wow.
My brain scrubbed that right out of my brain, and you just put it right back there. Thanks.
So you just, I just inserted turtle sex into your head.
Yeah, and I didn't want it.
Anyway.
Yeah. So, on that note.
Oh?
Oh, yeah.
What would you rate this movie on a scale of 1 to 10?
I'm going to have to give it an 8. It would have been lower, but it kept me interested because I kept, like, laughing.
Okay.
But it would have been lower, yeah.
I'm going to go with a 6, honestly. Like, the special effects for 1999 were amazing. I saw it originally, in the drive-in, which is even better. The acting was good.
Right.
It's just, they shouldn't do horror at PG-13 most of the time. It has worked once or twice, but in general, I hate
like with something like this, it doesn't fit because the chances
to be fair,
of
how much did you
not
like
cussing.
How much did you like Happy Death Day?
I did,
PG-13.
but it's always gonna
But
put
wouldn't
me
it have
off.
been better at R?
It's always gonna put me off when there's a serial killer chasing after you and you don't say "F you, guy," because
that's what you would say.
You would say, what the F?
Yeah, no, I get it.
Like, when things like that don't happen, I'm like, well, there's the reality gone. Boom. No more.
Yeah. Well, with PG-13, they could have slipped in one F-bomb, so that actually helps a little bit. But yeah,
But they don't use it.
But I get what you're saying. Maybe that's our actual least favorite part, is the PG-13 rating.
Yeah, but that happens with so many of them.
I know. And anyone in Hollywood that's watching this, because we know you do.
Right.
Stop it with the PG-13 horror. Just stop it.
Yeah.
The Grudge could have been scarier if,
the new one looked good, and it was our...
Yeah, and... Oh, okay, well...
Yeah, so...
Anyway, so now it's time for...
The stuff over there. That stuff, yes. You can watch this show on Fact TV Channel 8, Thursdays at 8, blah, 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 blah. You can watch this show on Fact TV Channel 8, Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. and Fridays at 7 p.m.
You can email us at gorystorytime@yahoo.com.
Ooh, you can like us on Facebook.
You can go to fact8.com. By the way, like on Facebook, Gory Storytime and
Fact TV. If
and
you're watching this live, hi.
Anyway.
We're not, never mind.
Fact8.com. You can see old episodes of this and other shows.
Yep. And you can follow us on Twitter. I'm at Jason T. Jakes, capital J, capital T, capital J.
I'm at Craig Jakes, all one word, all lowercase. And I also have a YouTube channel, just Juggalo Jakes, all one word. There's episodes of this. Our 100th episode is up there with a hour-long special and our roast. And there's music videos and sketches.
Your new show, One Abel's Opinion.
Yep. And even some old episodes of another show I used to do called Daddy Issues. So check all that out.
Yeah. And until next time, I'm your host, Jason.
I'm his co-host and his father, Craig.
And sweet dreams.